Hey folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play, the Kerbal Space Program. The game that actually almost tried to screw me here, because it does set a new crew automatically, but I think it assigns it alphabetically, which means we would have an engineer instead of a pilot, which would have meant no SAS. That would have been pretty bad. Let me save that. So last time, we lost Jebediah. And I'm pretty convinced we lost him because something was still draining our electric charge, and we jettisoned our last engine probably a little too soon. And as a result, we didn't have an electric charge to actually turn ourselves. And that's not good. So our goal is to repeat the last flight and get some science back. I could have broadcasted and actually preserved some of the science from last time, which would have been really nice, in particular the EVA. But Valentina is going to get a chance to replicate all this. So our goal here is to get into high space. There we go. This atmospheric drag should drop away relatively soon here. So we want to get above 250,000 kilometers. We are not going for an orbit. We are simply trying to break past a certain point so that we can do a little bit of science, which we haven't done there. We should get a fair amount of science. Unfortunately, we burned 20,000 space bucks last time. If we recover our module, we should get about 13,000 of it back. So this whole flight should only cost us 7,000 space bucks, assuming we don't crash again. And I would really hate to lose a second pilot as well. You know, that would be nice. So, thank you. We'll do an atmospheric pressure scan. Not an EVA report here. We'll do a temperature scan. We're going way too fast. We would just get blown off. I'm going to go ahead and dip down to about 45 degrees here. And hope that that will still get us to where we want. And we should. Our second phase has a lot of delta V in it. It should be more than capable to get us above 250,000 meters or 250 kilometers. And we're not going for orbit. We are going to try to spiral down so that we don't, just pancake, which shouldn't happen as long as we could steer. If we take a look at this, we can see we've got lots of electric charge because our engines are generating it. This one's about to cut out. And we'll do that. Take a look at the space display. So one thing I'm actually not sure about is on this 45-degree angle, are we going to be able to get to 250K? I think so. We have lots of fuel left. We've got half of our delta V still left, and we got halfway our distance. And now there's no atmosphere or anything like that, so we should be fine. Okay, we can do an atmospheric pressure scan, which will result in 0 because we're now in space, and a temperature scan of space. Now, that is lower space. We should still have some of those left. We still have slightly more than half our fuel. The only thing I don't like is we don't have a time left on the fuel. But yes, we'll be able to hit an apoapsis of what we're looking for. Here's a question, which I've only just now realized. Can I not set my SAS? No. Is it because of experience points? This is exactly the same flight as last time, but last time with my SAS, I was able to set it to prograde or retrograde. And I remember I was doing a flight where I could and then I couldn't. I think that's what's going on here. So we have to manually point. I'm assuming at some point Valentina will level up enough that she will gain those controls. Fascinating. All right, we will indeed hit over 250 kilometers, which means we will have time to do a few experiments while we're up there. We still have lots of burn. In fact, what I did last time, and I think I will do that again, is actually give me a little bit more prograde right now, just to give me a slightly longer window. There we go. Slightly longer window in upper space. And let's go ahead and time warp. So our electric charge is actually still fine. Why did we run out last time? It doesn't decay on its own. I do not know. Was it the SAS that was draining the power? It's possible, having that SAS the whole time. Okay, we are now officially quite high. So let's get some more Mystery Goo observation. Mystery Goo and Badlands seem like a bad combination to you. Rather than opening Pandora's box, you forego the experiment and make up some data, send that to KSC. Very funny. Materials, considering how nice it is to be in the lab rather than the bad lines below you. Keep that data. We'll get a crew report. High as a kite. Now the big one, the EVA report. Well, this one should be fine because we shouldn't actually disconnect. That's true. So we'll EVA, then hit the EVA report button, grab the data, and instantly reboard because I'm a big chicken. I will not detach. We still have our electric charge. I don't know what happened last time. And we have our ablator or heat shield. I wonder if direction doesn't matter. Maybe it just burns the ablator first no matter what. But I'm going to assume direction matters. It could just be the fact that we didn't have a heat shield last time that killed us. Maybe direction doesn't matter. Okay, let's, with this in mind though. Oh, we also would like enough power to be able to deploy our legs. We're almost at apoapsis. So let's turn. Oh, there we go. Directly 90. That's without the SAS either. You know what? Let's turn it on because we're having trouble keeping the stability. And yes, I think that's exactly what it is. It's our SAS that burned all our power last time. But not doing the thing we wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and burn enough to make our re-entry a little bit more gentle. So we're going to go to full burn. Just extend this out. Again, we're not going into orbit. There we go. I'm not going to use the last of my fuel, just in case I do need. I can cancel the SAS to save power. Because it doesn't matter if we start tumbling at this point. It would be really nice if there were directional arrows here. Because this is actually the direction I'm used to seeing in. So we're going from here to there, which will land us somewhere. Actually, we might be hitting land somewhere. You know, if I do a little bit more of a burn, we will land quite inland. And might be able to get slightly different science. It's a bit riskier, of course. Because the water landings, we don't have to worry about landing on uneven land. That is the one downside. That being said, I'm pretty sure if we sort of thumped down on uneven land and then toppled over, we would not keel over and die. So, let me go ahead and warp. Power is still good. I think it was the SAS last time that drained my power when I wasn't expecting it. Now, speaking of, though, let's face retrograde. People have told me if I hit caps lock, it'll do smaller movements. Yeah, and that does seem to be the case. Very nice, very handy. I'm going to face retrograde. Oh, yeah, okay. So I don't know if it's the SAS necessarily that is using the fuel or the electric charge, or it's our reaction reels, because we are not using monopropellant. We don't have an RCS, right? So we're using just our wheels, our electric wheels, inside of our command module to rotate. I think that might be a lot of what's going on there. So let me turn on the SAS. Face retro. What's your current altitude? Okay. And yet what I will do is I will do a bit of a burn. I still have my fuel tank, unlike last time, or my engine. I still have this. So I will actually do a burn if we're getting a little bit low on electric charge, just to generate some power. I don't know how much power we'll generate, but you know, just for the sake of argument. We're hardly using anything right now. I think we're going to be fine. And I think last time, it's possible that all we are missing is the heat shield. It could be that position doesn't matter in the game. Again, I read something on the wiki that said so, but I think it was very old, and I really hope it's out of date. Because if position doesn't matter, how incredibly boring is that? Okay, we can do an EVA report from here, and I will do that. Doesn't require letting go. Keep data. Board. Turn the SAS back on. Yeah, we have a lot of electric charge. So if I did go and do this, it does generate quite slowly. And actually, Oh, that was a mistake. That's a huge mistake. That's a huge mistake. I hit space. I want to stop. I gotta move my hotkeys. The engine is on, so it's still stuck to me. This is really bad, you guys. Okay, there we go. It is in my way, but it should spread out. What I want to do is stop the engine. And then separate after. But usually what I do is I stop the engine, I turn prograde, so to eject it behind me. Now I'm really worried about smacking into this fucker when we come in. But let's see what we can do. We're going to face retrograde the way we want it. And we still have enough electric charge. We're facing the right way. So even if anything else went wrong... Oh, that was... we don't need power to deploy the parachute, though. That's good, too. And yeah, burning through a little bit of this is fine. But until we hit the atmosphere, we'll be very stable. I'm really freaking worried that this thing is going to kill me. Really, 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 really worried. And there's nothing I can do about it. Well, you can go and do an EVA and sort of push yourself a little bit. Because your suit has RCS. But I'm not starting an EVA now. We're entering the atmosphere. Please don't kill me. 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 Please do not kill me. Oh, that was close. I'm also not doing an EVA here. That was really close. All right. We're facing retro. We are starting to hit the atmosphere. We should start seeing some heat effects very soon. There we go. Lots of power. The ablator has, I don't know, infinity. I guess it's not hot enough for it to take damage. I have no idea how that works, actually. Fuck, 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 fuck. Oh my god. I can't... Don't destroy my parachute, please. Legs are slightly damaged. I'm not doing EVA. Thank you very much. Legs are damaged. We're still okay, though. Oh my god. I need, I will need some RCS if I keep doing this. The entry is just so violent that any sort of, like, little wiggle-waggle. If I had a more experienced pilot and I could lock her to retrograde, that was fine. What I should have done is use caps lock to tweak myself. Alright, parachute. That will flip me around, luckily. Now, turn off the SAS. Deploy the semi-broken landing gear. No, we're going to land in the ocean. Okay, fair enough. If I had some RCS, I could probably flip around again, but more importantly, I can't let myself do that. Where I turn around. Yeah, I don't know why we didn't get that info. Is it like if you have enough computer systems or enough ground tracking or a skilled enough pilot? Because I have no idea. And there's the other modes that even Jeb wasn't able to trigger before. We'll see. Anyway, we've come back with a frack ton of science. Repeated the mission that killed Jeb. I have to say, this is not a smooth re-entry. It could have killed Valentina as well. Apparently we can do an EVA here. I see no reason not to do that. Oh, the heat shield fell off. The material module. Oh, I should have done the EVA where I pick up the materials from the material module. Poop! I did it with Jeb. So, well, we'll just have to get it at some point in the future. You know what? Everything is falling apart. I'm just recovering the vessel. I did, like, too much harm to this thing. Too much harm for this thing. I gotta take what science I've got. I will have to... What would also stop it from flipping around is if it wasn't so long. If I did do the thing where I did the EVA, got the materials, and jettisoned everything other than the command module. If I only came back with the command module, that would be enough. We did get 80 science, which is pretty good. We don't have the materials. She didn't gain any XP, so I don't know what's going on there. We're getting reputation. Oh, one of the things I want to do is... Not here. At the admin building, is I want to take the thing where I... Yeah, this one. Convert reputation game into science. Like 10%. I think what this will do is 10% of all my fame will go into science points. So 1 science for each 2.5 reputation. So I can put it up. And there's also a setup cost as well. So if I go from... See, it takes 5%. Reputation games takes 10%. So the higher you go up, the more efficient it becomes. It takes a bigger chunk, but it also becomes more efficient. Sure, let's say 15%. I don't know. They'll eat 45 VARs now, but from now on, as we gain fame, we will get even more science. So that seems smart. Sure. All right. The re-entry from 250 is so much harder than the lower one. Wow. So, I'm wondering. We could get the inline reaction wheel, which is good. Landing. What do we got under landing? Oh, a bigger heat shield. Struts, escape system, bigger parachute, little landing gear. Advanced flight controls. 135. We actually have enough. We could go and go all the way here, excuse me, and get our first RCS thruster block, which allows us to fly in space in a very, very different way. We don't have access to any more science at this time. Don't need aerodynamics. Could go for bigger engines. We're getting close to the point of going to the moon. Again, if we had 80 more science, we could get the heavy rocketry and the fuel systems, which allows us to build pretty wicked rockets. And I'm still very concerned about money, because we're not really completing those missions. The problem is the missions sound so incredibly hard. Maybe I shouldn't have gone career mode. Maybe I should have just gone science mode for my first go. Excuse me. I suppose one of the other things is I could have taken one of those administration policies where we get money from fame or science or something, if I'm worried about generating cash, but more science certainly sounds better. We do have that mission to go to the moon. Still, are we going to want to do that without RCS? Maybe. Actually, it's probably fine. RCS is probably a lot more important when we're doing docking maneuvers, because RCS basically lets us go into like the same as when we did our EVA with Jeb last time. Is it lets us move up, down, left, right, forward, back, instead of just aim in a direction and then activate the one main thruster. So it doesn't do huge delta V changes, but it allows you to sort of precision aim. We still have those materials. It would have been so nice to pick up those materials. I bet you we could have gone for all this. So the question is, how do I get more free stuff? I have my contract to fly by the moon. It is worth a lot of money. And then contrast to test things. You know what? Let's grab one of these, because this will give me a Poodle engine to try out. And the Poodle engine is the Rocco Max size, so what, the 2.5 meter size bit? That's good for orbit. What we need is, we need one of those converters. Well, we have the converters. What we need is the fuel systems as well. I think, okay, let's go ahead and unlock the fuel systems. I think this is correct. And then we can take this, and is this the big one? I don't know. Expires in 18 minutes. TR-18, I assume, is one I don't have access to yet. If I hadn't taken the moon mission. Let's just test the Poodle. How are we going to get the Poodle up there? Oh, we can't do that. Oh, hello. Hold on. Does this have an actual destination? No, this is just a fly and land. Travel itinerary. Suborbital space flight. This one wants an orbit and that's it. With no other specifics. Visual survey. EVA at specific spots. That I don't trust myself to be able to do. But a simple orbit? Science data from space. Oh! Transmit or recover scientific from data around space. Anywhere? Well, we still have to go and get those material samples. So let's take that. So, I guess we could repeat the exact same flight again, get the material data. Or, you know what? And just practice our EVAs. So that we can recover the material data from inside of space. Something like that. God. Yeah, still no command and control. Why could Jeb do the better SAS than her? What's the deal? Did Jeb have a star? Is she not getting experience points because these are flights we've done before? Does the astronaut complex give me any info? I guess I could have gone directly from that screen. They can do EVAs, and we can have 12 of them. Gives me patched conics. More parts. Okay, I can't upgrade. Tracking station upgrade required for flight planning. I don't know, you guys. Since I don't think this costs me anything, let me take this Valentino on there. Because this is exactly the same model Jeb flew, except with the heat shield. I'm not going to launch. I'm putting it in the launch pad and I'll immediately recover it, which I don't think will cost me anything. 21,282 is how much this cost me to put in. 21,282. Pissed we didn't get the materials. Yeah, I still don't have more SAS options for her. If we recover, we didn't even use any fuel or anything. I don't know if that factors into it. 21,282. Yes, we got everything back. And does it include amount of fuel in here? It does. Okay, so it lets you like change your mind. Well, folks, I'm not sure. I suppose if I just didn't like F around with any of the buttons during the reentry, we probably wouldn't have gone into a tumble actually. But I'm still wondering if we actually like abandon the science layer. Like what we can do is something like this. Detach from here. No, not like that. Cancel. Detach from there. Grab that. Put that like that. That like that. Move the antenna. Which means you don't need the heat shield either. Because the command module basically has its own like heat buffering. Maximum temperature 2400. The heat shield I think is higher than that though. 3400. I don't know how hot we got. We might be fine. For reference, the struts were heating up. They have 1200, but they didn't actually shatter. So I'm pretty sure this is actually going to be fine without any heat shield. Which brings us to 29 parts, which means we could stick something else in here. Not sure what we'd want to do. Right, so we've got this, we burn that, and then before re-entry, we jettison everything. We'd have to pick up all the science from all the things, though. That's too much to ask for. That is too much to ask for. I won't do it that way. What was it? Upper atmosphere. I'm going to try to land with everything here. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to, but I don't... Do we have enough science to get any of the extra control bits? Because that might help. Of course, it might just eat through more of our energy faster. Flight control. Yeah. Let's get this. We're going to need it at some point. So that small reaction wheel, how small is it? Come on. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Oh, so we'd have to put it at the top, right? But this should give me a lot more turn. This turns at a rate of 5, which is the same as the command module. So it'd give me twice as much torque. Assuming we have enough power for this, of course. Because it does use more power, but ultimately, I'm hoping that, it's slightly less effective. I'm hoping that, you know, it's not gonna cost us twice as much. It's just because we're not gonna use twice as much torque. We're just gonna have twice as much torque available in a given moment, which might fuck me. This might actually be really bad if I forget to hold down the caps lock key. I don't know. I'm paralyzed with indecision. All right, clearly this is time for me to end this video and just you know, try to wait until I get a little bit more advice. I'm still really sad we lost Jeb. That was such a good flight. I remember to do the EVA. If we'd lost the material capsule with Jeb, it wouldn't have mattered at all. You know what? It's the water splashdown. If I had landed on land, I would have landed on my legs. By landing in water, this actually got more crash impact. So, grab everything from the heat shield down. What if I flip these guys around? Because the service module can take quite a lot more damage. Can these still open and close? Does here. I guess we can test it on the launch pad. Right, if we check, this thing has a crash tolerance of 14 meters per second. What's this? Oh, that's just more people. As opposed to the 6. That probably would have saved it on that water impact. I bet you it would have. Or it would have been, you know, 10 times more catastrophic. I have no idea. I guess I'll leave that in there. Slight tweak to the design. Sucks to have lost the science. Sucks to have spent some more money, not necessarily accomplishing much. And we're going to have to do a whole other flight where basically all we're going to get is a little bit of material science. Unless we try to go for lunar orbit. That is the other idea. The problem is I can't really add any more parts to this. Now I could strip a few parts away because we actually don't need as many sensors. But if we were to upgrade this thing, it would cost me $225. I'd have $75,000 left over, which is enough to pay for 3 flights. Now, if I recover the flights and if I get any bonus from completing jobs, then I'll be fine. But I got to get there and come back. I'd need so much more power than I've got. We can strip some of this out already, because we don't need the double up on the barometer and the thermometer anymore. There's no need. And we probably don't actually need the reaction wheel. Come on, separate. What the fuck? Okay, let me just grab the parachute then and get rid of all this. That was weird. Normally if you hold shift, you can do a sub-separation. Alright, so... Hold on, that only gives me 2 extra parts? Would I have been at 31? Maybe. So with 2 extra parts... Well, what I could do, of course, is I can remove these, move this up higher, and stick, like, the really wicked... oops. Boosters. I can even go with a quad configuration, although I think that would be a little bit unnecessary. Come on, give me an angle where I'm going to be happy here. This is what I want to grab. Just bring it up a bit. So, delta V is only 5,000. I didn't add much more delta V here. Is there an undo? I don't think so. There's an advanced mode? Wait, what? Holy shit. Subassemblies. Can I save? How do... Subassembly drop zone. That's amazing! What the hell? That's how I don't need to do the merge thing. I can just take it and drop it in there. Oh, that's good to know. So, right now... Did that change the total? No. So we got a 4,800 delta V. $4,500. How come those big ones don't give me much more delta V? Is it because of their weight? They weigh 6. Okay. So they have very, very similar thrust, especially in atmosphere. I mean, obviously this has more thrust, but not much more. And it has more fuel. It has twice as much fuel, but also weighs twice as much. So twice as much fuel for twice as much weight. I think this makes probably more sense if we've got like a really, really, really heavy ship. But we don't actually have that heavy of a ship here. If anything, I bet you, well, we don't have the components, but like multiple fuel levels or something would probably work well. Also, if we could switch, so right now we're at 39. 39. We don't get any more or less delta V between these two engines. Really? This is a lot more. Okay, I think because it's not sure about the atmospheric. I guess, oh, if we turn those on, we'd probably get some different info, wouldn't we? Because the swivel engine, so we're now getting 21, 22. Swivel engine is less effective in the atmosphere. Well, anyway, I'm enough diddly-daddling here. I'm gonna end this video here. I'm not sure exactly what the approach will be next time. I'll be reading comments. I mean, I could just go into space as is, do the science module. Like this. Probably be able to bring some science from the upper atmosphere home. Also, we will complete one quest. Or not upper atmosphere, from high space. With this, we should be able to complete one quest. And that counts for something. Let me see here. Sorry, I know I'm like sort of thinking out loud, and this would be worth almost as much money as an entire flight, even if we don't recover everything. This pays for a whole flight. 3 bonus science, yeah, that's something. You know, it's all right. But yeah. Transmit and recover science data from space around Kerbal. Very easy to complete. I guess that's it. I guess that contract will pay for this flight to return to the upper atmosphere, or sorry, high space, far space, high orbit. I guess high orbit, even though we're not orbiting. High suborbit, and collect some materials, which we lost. All right, fly by the moon. Not yet, I don't think. We'll have to upgrade this to put in more parts and then do a monstrous one, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you for watching, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.